aggressive buying, liquidity getting made, a break of structure, and coming to our zone. This is literally all we're looking for, but think about how effective this is. Demand zone has been created. Instantly, we already have supply and demand in action. That's an entire strategy in itself. Liquidity made. By taking this liquidity before coming to the zone, that is another requirement filled that the market consistently likes to see before making its next bullish move. We know this. Liquidity gets taken, it moves in the other direction. And whilst doing all of this, we have a break of structure. In this case, we actually broke multiple highs right here. By doing this confirms direction. It confirms that this low right here is more major of a low, and of course the more major the low, the more liquidity that will sit beneath it. It also makes another demand zone right here. These are the zones that normal supply and demand traders love taking, so they'll be buying around here, stop loss likely below the low, or below the zone in their case, and they'll then be taken out as liquidity, which gives our zone way more momentum. So this is liquidity supply and demand, quite possibly the most effective retail trading strategy out there right now, at least from my testing, but what even makes it so good? So to start, you can trade it on literally anything. From what I've seen and heard from you guys, it works on Forex, futures, crypto, indices. It really just seems to work on everything, to be honest. And it makes sense because it's just worldwide, you know? Supply and demand, that's just known to work on everything. Supply and demand is all over the place, everywhere. That's just a general business thing. I think everybody knows supply and demand, even if you're not a trader. And liquidity is a concept that's used in basically all these markets. And together, this creates just an insane strategy. You just have one of the most popular strategies in the world, which there's a reason for it. Supply and demand is just like the most solid strategy ever. And by taking liquidity before coming to our zone, that is just filling in all the requirements that the market likes to see before moving in a specific direction. You can see how these zones literally just like move the market straight up. Like, they just hit so nicely all the time. Both of these trades right here, if you just had TPs at the highs, then this is just easy 1 to 4s, 1 to 5s. And on top of this, it works on a very wide variety of time frames. You can trade it on the 5 minute, there's a full strategy for it. You can trade it on the 30 minute, which is what I prefer. I've heard a lot of people trading the 15 minute, even the 4 hour. It all seems to work. It's supply and demand. Obviously, it's going to work on everything. And liquidity is on all time frames, so why wouldn't it work? And also, you can be cold with the strategy. Like, there's a pretty high ceiling to how good you can get using the strategy. Like, there's quite a lot of things that are to know. But to be honest, you don't even need to know all of it. It's just like, you can get to a really high level using it. But to be honest, getting into the strategy really isn't that bad. Like, it's not really a difficult strategy to learn. You know, just with a little bit of teaching, you can pretty easily get to know how the strategy works. And you'll probably start to see good results in backtesting like pretty quick. So I think it's a pretty good place to start for even new traders in comparison to, you know, all these ICT concepts and whatever. There's just a lot of overcomplicated strategies that are just kind of unnecessary at this point. Like, they're just a lot harder to learn than they really need to be. And for me, this strategy was just such a good like turning point in my trading. Like, it really wasn't that tough to learn, but I'm still getting better and better with it every day. Also, before I continue, I just opened up one-to-ones for those who are interested. Obviously, you don't have to, but it's the cheapest it'll ever be, and it's in the first link in the description. So yeah, I'll see some of you there. But back to why this strategy is so good. You can trade it basically however you want. There's multiple different ways you can trade it. Obviously, there's different time frames, different pairs, but there's ways you can trade more aggressively and ways you can trade more passively. For example, if I decided that I only wanted to trade A++ setups, like this one on screen right here. This was a trade we took last week before maybe. This was absolutely beautiful, to be honest. But yeah, if I decided I only wanted to take trades like this, I could probably have an insane win rate, to be honest. Like, I'm talking maybe 60 to 70%, but like, I would be seeing maybe 4 or 5 trades per month, which of course, that is amazing. But sometimes I like trading a bit more aggressively. By sometimes, I mean a lot of the time. For example, this trade right here, I would consider this to be maybe a B+ setup. It's definitely not perfect, but we had our level of liquidity get created. We broke this structure right here, and we had our accuracy zone, even with a little fake out to the normal zone that a lot of people would be getting in at. But like I said, I'd consider this a B+ setup, and this hit a 1 to 10. These are the trades you could be taking if you're trading aggressively. Now, if I was on an $1 million account, would I be taking this trade? Probably not. And does that mean I should probably avoid this trade? Probably, because you want to be trading like a professional. You want to be trading like you have a lot of capital, like you have infinite, maybe not infinite capital, but yeah, a lot, because you want to be in the mind of an investor, because we're looking to get in at the same spots as investors. We're just trying to get a part of the move. We're retail traders, like, we're not moving the markets. So realistically, maybe I should trade the passive way and ignore trades like this, but to be honest, I don't know. I just quite enjoy taking them. Not that trading should be like enjoyable, but I have patience, but like, I just quite like taking setups like these. And the insane risk to rewards that this strategy offers makes it so this can be just as profitable. Because I mean, a 1 to 10, that's covering 10 losses. And if I lost 10 times in a row, something's wrong. I've never lost 10 times in a row with a strategy, I can tell you that much. Like B plus setups can hit a 1 to 10, but they also have a pretty high chance of losing. So if you're willing to take that risk, go for it. It has potential to make a lot more profit than if you trade passively, but if you're really trying to trade professionally, then the passive way is really the way to go. But yeah, you can trade however you want. You can trade aggressively, you can trade passively, you can just make it fit you. Like, that's it. Make your own adaptations if you want. If you see something else is working with the strategy, go for it. You just want to make your strategy suit you. And in the end, bro, just the results speak for themselves. I don't really have to make this video. Everybody that trades it, like in the Discord, that actually know what they're doing, they know what this strategy is capable of. You can see in the backtest results that I had on the screen earlier, these ones, it's just outrageous. Now these are perfectly backtested results, so like this is no psychology involved. Of course there might be a few extra losses that would take in the live market, but the potential for this strategy, if you actually manage to just harness your psychology and trade like a robot, bro, outrageous. It is insane. And this has been backtested like 2 decades before on some pairs, so we know this stands the test of time. It ain't going nowhere. Even if you have a shitty month or a shitty few months, you go on like a massive losing streak. If you're gonna switch your strategy because of that, that's the issue. At that point, you are the issue. People need to stop strategy hopping. People need to be more patient, really just nail down a strategy. You'll just never get to where you want to be if you're just not trading professionally. If you have the patience, then you'll get rewarded. That's basically it. But yeah, I think it's pretty important for people to know why a strategy works well. Like if you trade supply and demand, but you don't know what supply and demand is, then like it's gonna be difficult. Like if you don't know why you're buying at the bottom of an area or selling at the top of an area, it's gonna be difficult. So I thought I'd make this video to explain why this strategy is so effective. Because I know a lot of you out there are trading this strategy, and it's just like good information to know. But yeah, that's it for this video, man. Hope you got some value out of this. I still need a haircut. I'll get one soon, I'm telling you. And I wish you boys a good trading week. Subscribe, like the video, comment, join the Discord if you'd like. And yeah, one-to-ones are finally open. People have been asking for that for a minute, and yeah, I'll finally decide to do it. Yeah, it's first come, first serve, so let's get it. Peace.